I need. It took some time for me to see.
I'm gonna stop you right here. Uncle Stanley, thank y'all for coming all the way from Jersey. For everybody else that came from Conway, Marion, Mullins, Columbia, Plantersville, everywhere, thank y'all for traveling for this. I couldn't ask more. I do have someone that I want to bring up to tell a little bit about the backdrop of how my mom and dad got together. He didn't know he was speaking tonight, but I just told him about 5 minutes ago. Leon, if you can come on up here, please, sir. Come on, Jose.
Happy anniversary to you guys. I can remember, a long time ago, God, how many years that was? About 45, seemed like to me, because I think they dated about 10 years before they got married. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, but anyway, I remember, I never forget it. I saw Sylvester at the skating ring, and Stanley and the rest of the other guys, we always go skating. Lisa, Patty, and Judy, and Orly. Boy, we were, and the other one back there. We all would be back there just rolling, boy. And I saw Sylvester on those skates, I said, man, I tell you, that boy can go. But, the funny thing about it, I'm gonna skip all that part. I remember the first time I saw Sylvester, I said, Sylvester, you got a girlfriend? I said, man, I got a good woman for you. You need to meet my cousin, Frenchie. He was like, okay, I will. And then I told Frenchie about him. Oh, Lord, Frenchie, I hate to say this, but I'm going to tell it like it is. You remember what I told you? I remember you was liking somebody else, sort of. And you was in the middle of getting over that person. And I told her, I said, girl, I got somebody for you. You need to meet this guy. And I told her, I said, man, I'm not gay, funny, but I say, very attractive guy, man. I'm telling you, he got himself together. And she said, I'm gonna see. And the first time she saw him, she said, Leon, we got to do this again. So we end up going to clubs after the skating ring all the time. I end up, God, I don't know how, but we end up going skating and we end up somewhere else. And it would be almost all night long, seemed like waiting on them. Till finally, that trip done happened so many times till after a while I saw Sylvester at my door coming to see her. I said, well, man, y'all really did do it. So they started dating, and I tell you one thing, he became my best friend for life, he has. And even though we don't communicate a lot because he works all the time, he's an alcoholic worker. He act like he's working for crack, but he does a good job. And I tell you, that daughter, she put it just right. She said, he sacrifices for everything. That's what you call a real man and a father. And a lot of people need to emulate that in their lives if they haven't. But I just want to tell you one thing. I'm so glad that you guys really got together, because it really showed that y'all was meant for one another.
Thank you, Leon. At this time, I'm going to ask if anyone else want to give a speech. Say a few words.
And I started taking him skating. I was the first one that skated in the whole family. And I started taking him. And the girls was crazy about him all over. But he had to go to a certain woman that he likes. certain girl that he liked. And when he found Francie, there's nothing I can say. He just fell in love with her. And ever since then, it's been true to her. As long as I have known them guys, they've been true to each other. And they had 2 great kids that I love to death. And mostly, my younger brother, we was real close. We're like peas in a pot. Wherever you see me, you see him. Whatever I got, he got. It goes both ways. And I love him dearly.
Thank you, Stanley. Anybody else?
And right here? Yeah. I want to say I love my uncle and aunt very dearly. And my uncle, he's the baby, but between him and Uncle Joe, it's like I'm looking at my dad. So I watched him growing up, and I always watched how he worked hard. And it made me want to work hard growing up. Because every time you seen him, he was in and he was out. My auntie, same thing. When you see her, she working. You always see her smile. She's very watchful and loving. Since I've known her and met her. They're loving people, a very good example of how you should treat your family and how you should be a mom and dad and show love in a family. So I just want to say I appreciate you. Happy anniversary. Love you.
Come on, brother.
How do I start this without crying? All right.
Everybody know Uncle Sylvester was always like a father to me. I had a good father, at one point, but he jumped out my life, and Uncle Sylvester stepped in. He never asked for any of this stuff back. He was always there. Every time I come to Myrtle Beach, I go see my mother, and I go see who I call my father. He's always been there. A special moment happened last year. Which Carissa, you got a great daughter. She brought him to my house. And, my mother came to my house and she's been there. And I always wanted my pops to see where I am and how I live. So he came up there last year and we spent like 2 days together. We did everything. Bowling, Top Golf, you name it, we was there. And you can tell that he was a little cold and frigid, but he, he's the true definition of somebody when they say, I'll give you the shirt off my back. He definitely will. Me and Carissa, we had took him to Top Golf, and we knew to put on coats. We were good. It was cold out there. So he, was out there. I don't know what he had on, tank top, wife beater, whatever. But he was out there, and so me and Carissa, we hitting, and I'm like, Carissa, look at him. Watch this. Hey, Pops, you cold? Nah, I ain't cold. Guarantee you, 30 seconds later, me and Carissa look at each other. He was doing this number right here. We laughed so hard at that moment to where we cried. He didn't know what we were laughing at, but we were crying. Every time he go hit the ball, he was. So we looking at each other, I'm like, hey, should one of us give up our coat? She was like, nah, he said he wasn't cold. So we just kept laughing and laughing and laughing. And it was great to give back to someone that always gives forward. So, Pops, I love you, man. Auntie, I love you too. And I always say to Carissa and SJ, I used to say, hey, do you think I'm taking some of y'all time because Pops is spending so much time with me and he's doing this? And she said, no, you are brother too. And that meant the world to me. So before I start crying, I'm gonna get the mic back.
add a little bit that we just went to Jersey in January to celebrate my aunt and uncle over there. Same thing kind of happened. My dad didn't wear a coat. He came back sick. But enough about that. Anybody else want to say a few words before I start?
Y'all just get over that for a minute. But what I want to say is, Bridget, you my younger sister, but you act like my older sister. I can respect that. You give good advice to me. Sylvester, you my brother. I look at you not as an in-law, but just my brother. You supported my sister. You did everything you could to make her happy, which you did do that. You gave her 2 kids. S.A. is hers, but Chris, this one right here is mine. I'll do anything for that one, but I'll do anything for both of them, but that right there especially, she gets more. But, I'm talking to you now? Okay. But when Sylvester came into the picture, my sister took me down there to meet his family and stuff like that. And his family didn't become my in-laws. They became my sisters and brothers also. Their mom and dad, when she saw me, her mom called me, I forgot the name she called me, but she always be looking for me when she see my sister. So I'm just like her daughter too. And Charles, behave yourself. But anyway, I want to say is happy 35th anniversary. May y'all have many more. I love y'all both, so enjoy.
I just want to say happy 35th anniversary. Thank you for welcoming us to the family. I love y'all. Thank you for the peach cobbler today. But really, thank you for accepting us, and you know, y'all be part of our family. It's just like y'all is just family and not in-laws. So thank you for accepting us. Come on back, and I'll be up to the house waiting on you to fix something.
You are my big sister, and Gloria is my biggest sister, but to me, I don't really see the age difference because I just love them both the same. But Frenchie, you have always been there for me too, just as well as my bigger sister has always been there. And it was just a pleasure to be able to come to a special event to celebrate you at least one time. Because I was young when you was having your kids, so we grew up like sisters and brothers. So at least now I can enjoy and appreciate what God has brought to, come up here to be able to say that we're celebrating our 35th anniversary. And Sylvester, you are like my big brother. We don't talk much, but deep down I know that you do bring us happiness just because you support my sister. You complete the family of my sister, so therefore I do look at you as my brother. And I know if I needed something, I know that y'all would come. So I just want to say happy 35th anniversary, and it was a pleasure to come this far to celebrate with y'all.
And the tears keep coming. Come on, cry baby. I told you, I'm sorry. Come on. Shut up. I need my mom.
I just wanted to say that younger brother Knott's always been there. Always made sure when I come home that we had something special for us. Frenchie come by, bake some cakes. I want to say thank you. I love you guys so much. And Sylvester, do you remember when Patty and I didn't have money for skating ring and got dressed anyway and got between you and Stanley for one of y'all to pay our way? And remember the time afterwards when we go to McDonald's, still didn't have any money, and we get in between you guys and knowing you're gonna pay our way? I missed you, and I love those days. I want to say I love you, both of you. always.
She's gonna leave me by myself. Okay, go bye. Fun fact on Sylvester, she still does that because she goes to places and I have to. No, I was playing. Uncle Sly, man. I don't know, man. There's so much I could say. So much I could. There's so many memories too. You know, my pops. You know, I had the best relationship with my pops either. But you stood in too. Maybe not as much as PJ, but you stood in, and it still count. You know, and I still love that. I still love watching you play basketball, taking us playing basketball, man. And my mom's right. He pays for everyone. He does that all the time, man. And we can't thank you enough, man. I like your spirit, and I like how you are, and it's in me too, brother. And that's how I live my life too, man. And we all should do the same. Work hard, take care of our family, and go home. That's it. Thank you.
All right, last and final call. I'm the icing on the cake, baby. I pulled this together, remember. All right, I want to just make sure I get this straight for everybody. My parents mean the world to me. All we have at the end of the day is family. My mom, there was a time in my life when I was growing up, I didn't like my mom. Only reason why was because she was harder on me than I felt like she was harder on my brother. But she was only trying to prepare me to take over when she couldn't. And I see that now, and I appreciate that, Mom, because you made me real strong, and I'm a loving person, and I'm there for my family. Anybody in this room can tell you, if you invite me to something, or you tell me about something, I'm gonna be there. Whether you're far, I've done came and saw Lisa all the way in Louisiana. I stopped and seen you two over there, PJ, in Spartanburg a couple times. Anytime my family's having anything here at the beach, I'm here. I done went to Jersey numerous times to take my dad, or me and my husband go. We were the first ones. If Mullins is having something, like my grandparents, the only ones that's living, is 4 of them on my granddad's side, I'm coming. I'm one of the only grandchildren that shows up. I don't care, because I feel like at the end of the day, when you die, your memory that's left is through these people in the room. Your family and your friends. Your friends, if they're close enough to you, they become your family. And when I watch my dad, like you say, his nephews, nieces, you're gonna always be a big part in their heart because you've been a part of their childhood, you've been an extra dad to them. I watched that. Whether Janice, Tika, you done took us places, PJ Dariel, even if he wasn't with me and my brother included, he still took y'all on different adventures if we were not in the picture. I wasn't upset about it because he loved to spread his love. That's just the way it runs. Grandma has spread that into him, and that's what she gave unconditional love to each and every one of y'all on the Spivey side, and y'all know that. And that's where my dad gets it from. My mom, she might be a little hard around the edges, but she's a softie on the inside, a big crybaby. As the tears fall, that's the same thing I am as well. And they tell you as you get older, you start imagining yourself as your parents and what pros and cons did you get from your parents. And I feel like I got all the pros from them. I did get some cons, because my husband will tell you I'm stubborn when it comes to a lot of things, and I feel like I'm right on a lot of things, and I get that from my mama. I do. Yes, Mom, it's true. Okay? And I also get my loving spirit and giving spirit from my dad, because my dad would give his last. And when I tell you, I've been planning this for a long time. When I talked about it, I said, let me go ahead and put the deposit on the building so I know I'm gonna do it. The first time I wanted to do it, I found out I was pregnant with Delina. I was gonna do it for their 30th 5 years ago. And then obviously my due date was close to their anniversary. I had Delina 2 days after. 2 days after this is her birthday, so I was not about to do it then. And then obviously I ended up getting pregnant again. I was like, I'll do it for the 35th. And here I am. I'm proud that I was able to make this moment happen because every time I talk to my mom, and after we just left from Jersey to see my aunt and uncle, and I just celebrated their 10 years of marriage, my mom was like, that's nice that they did that. Here we are, 35 years married, and we haven't done anything. I said, so when you plan on doing it? Knowing the whole time I got this going on coming up in a couple of weeks. Oh, maybe the next 2 years. I'm looking like, that ain't about to happen. Because every single time you say something, it never goes through. She was like, I don't even know where to begin, who to invite, where to go. I was like, okay, Mom, well, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Whole time I already had you set up and cooking. And I'm just thankful that I could do this because I'm telling you, our family members are getting older and they're getting unhealthy. We don't know if they're gonna make it till tomorrow. So I wanna be able to make memories. Money comes and goes, I can make that. I'm healthy enough to make it tomorrow to go to a job and make money, so that doesn't bother me. I'd rather spend it to know that my parents got something that they deserve after being loving and respectful to each other and not cheating on each other. That's very hard and rare to come by in a 35-year marriage. So can we please give them a round of applause for doing that and setting an example for a lot of us young folks in this room and a lot of these other people in this room. I appreciate that. And it doesn't go unnoticed. It does not go unnoticed. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you. I make sure that I got your son here today because I know y'all couldn't be a part of this. And I know I got your best sister cousin Gina coming from across the way. I got your best friend Lorna. I got Gladys. I got everybody I can find to come out of the woodworks, coming from show support. And when I tell you these people wanted to be here and they were excited for this wasn't something I had to bargain and chip away like, hey, come, hey, come. As soon as I said it, they were like, when? Let me know. You need help? What do you need? These people were ready to help do anything to make this special for y'all. So appreciate these people because they appreciate y'all. And they want to sit over here and do this again. So maybe y'all can make it to your 50th. I'll do another one then. But I ain't doing that until then. So if you want to do one on your 40th, y'all got to do that one. But I'll be there. I just want to do it. So from the bottom of my heart, I love you. Thank you everyone for coming. And please, please, please enjoy everything of the night. I put this together and I want it to be a big party. That all there? I got a photographer that'll take plenty of photos, so hopefully you can dress. Ready to eat? Let's eat.
I need. It took some time for me to see.
They couldn't have done it without you in their lives. But Lord, we ask you right now, bless the food, bless the hands that prepared for the miracle of our lives. We thank you, your precious son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Happy anniversary.
Let's make it last. Let's make it last forever and ever. Don't let our love in. Let me hear you tell me you love me. Let me hear you say you never leave me.